Today I'm gonna take you from this to this in about 10 minutes. Quick tip: when you pull the trigger, make sure to move the gun slightly backwards as if it's recoiling. This will help make the effect look more realistic. Now let's get into the video. Move the playhead to the timecode where you pull the trigger and the gun recoils. Select the clip, go to Effect Controls and choose the Mask tool. Zoom in for convenience. Create a mask around the gun slide. Set the mask feather to 5. Click the stopwatch beside mask path to set the first keyframe. Hold Alt or Option key and drag to duplicate the layer. Leave a layer empty for upcoming elements. Press C to select the razor tool and cut the top layer. Move the playhead 2 frames forward and cut again. Delete the rest of the layer. Select the bottom layer and delete the mask. Then select the top layer and click the position stopwatch to set the first keyframe. Move the gun slide backward. To hide the gun slide from the bottom layer, we need a clean plate. For that, go to the beginning of the shot where the gun is out of the frame, then duplicate the layer and add frame hold. This will freeze the clip on the first frame and act as a clean plate. Cut the required 2 frames and delete the rest of it. Select the top layer and copy the mask. Then select the clean plate and paste that mask. This second mask will hide the gun slide of the bottom layer. Visual effects is not just about what you show, it's also about what you hide, which is why the clean plate is so important. Select the second mask and correct any imperfections. Now move the 2 mask points to make the barrel of the gun visible. Adjust the mask points. Then select the top layer mask and add 4 mask points to cut out the ejection port. Select the clean plate and correct the mask to hide the bottom layer completely. Make sure you turn on the mask path stopwatch before moving on. Now move the playhead 1 frame forward and move the gun slide to the middle as if it is coming back to its usual position after the recoil. Remember to move the ejection port to the same position in both frames, to just above the gun magazine. This is how it looks frame by frame. Drag the muzzle flash onto the timeline. Select the muzzle flash and change the blend mode to screen. Adjust its size according to the size of the gun. If you like your muzzle flash to be more visible, then film against a dark background. You can skip this step if you filmed with a dark background and you like the way your muzzle flash looks. Since I shot in front of a white background, I need to make some adjustments by increasing the muzzle flash saturation. Now create a new adjustment layer. And drag it onto the timeline. Cut it down to only 2 frames. Drag and drop the lumetri color over the adjustment layer. Go to Effect Controls and increase the temperature and exposure to your liking. Create an ellipse mask and adjust its shape as if the muzzle flash is shedding light over the hand, the gun, and its surroundings. And increase the mask feather. Apply a dissolve transition to the muzzle flash to make the smoke disappear gradually. You could see it properly if the background was dark. This is how it looks frame by frame. Now drag the gunshot sound effect onto the timeline. And here's the final result. Now look for the timecode where you pull the trigger again. And repeat the process. Move the slider back. Adjust the clean plate mask to hide the bottom layer. And move the ejection port to its actual position. Go to the second frame, move the slider a bit forward, adjust the mask, and move the ejection port. Hold Alt or Option key and duplicate the muzzle flash and sound effect. I'll include a link to an unedited video in the description where you can watch the entire process at normal speed and catch any small details you might have missed. Since this is a tutorial, I'm doing it in a rush, but you can take your time to get it right. Remember to film your footage right in the first place with the proper recoil, which will help sell the effect better. I didn't move the gun much because the frame is tight, but you can exaggerate the gun recoil more, which would look more realistic, closer to a real-world gunshot. And remember to film it with a dark background if you want your muzzle flash to be much more visible. And finally, here's how it looks. See, in VFX or filmmaking, the actual editing or the effect is only about 20 to 30%. The rest of the 70 to 80% is about planning in advance even before you start filming. So, getting the shot right will make your work way more easier on the editing table to apply the effect. Thanks for watching.